I'm Ernie Shimizi for WVVH-TV, and I'm with Happen and Harry, the voice of East End Volleyball, and this is a big day for us, isn't it?
Yes, a large tournament today. We're giving away $3,500 in cash prizes. We have some of the top players in the Northeast competing today. We have representatives from New York, Rhode Island, New Jersey. It's a big tournament with some top players.
Well, it's East End Volleyball, but we're in New London, Connecticut, so you guys have really spread out Atlantic City, the whole eastern seaboard. It's amazing.
Well, we are actually the power in beach volleyball up and down the East Coast, from the Florida Keys to the coast of New England. We run tournaments throughout Florida, the Carolinas, New Jersey, New York, New England. We are the power of beach volleyball on the East Coast. That's why we're East End Volleyball.
Well, you guys have put together some series of games. Today is going to be one heck of a match from what we have coming up. But we've got viewers who are people who know volleyball, but we also have, because of our coverage area into New York City, Westchester, we have people that are new to beach volleyball. A little bit about that, Harry.
Well, part of my job actually as an announcer is to let people know exactly what's going on, and sometimes that process involves educating the readers and the watchers and the people watching on TV what the game is about, how it's played, what the strategy is. It's a lot more than just hitting the ball over the net 3 times. There is definite offensive and defensive strategy. It's actually a very complex game. It requires a tremendous amount of athletic skills. And I think part of my charge is to show people what it's about and that it is a high-level sport.
Well, that's why they call you Happen and Harry. So you're watching East End Volleyball on WVVH-TV, the official TV station for East End Volleyball. We're proud to be here with you guys. We'll follow you wherever you are, even if it's not the East End where we're from. And so stay with us. You're watching WVVH. We've got some major matches to follow, so stay with us. If not for our sponsors, there would be no East End Volleyball, and I'm with one of our sponsors who is the owner of MCM Restoration. And Patrick, it's great having you with us. And not only is he a sponsor and a supporter of East End Volleyball, but you're a player also.
Oh, absolutely. I've been at this game probably 15, 16 years now, and do everything we can to bring it to the state of Connecticut.
Well, as a player, we're looking at some real top level action, aren't we?
Oh yeah, these players travel weekly up and down the East Coast. Last weekend we were all competing in Atlantic City, New Jersey, and for Bally's Casino, and now we're up here in the MCM Open.
Well, we're here in New London, Connecticut, but your company is based here in New London, but you guys work all over the area, don't you?
Yeah, we cover the entire state. We do full design, build, remodeling, and as well as restoration and roofing services.
Coming to Long Island?
We haven't been to Long Island. It's a little bit over there. You know, carrying materials across the ferry might be a little tough.
Well, I can tell you, reputation-wise, you've got one of our crew. His girlfriend lives here in New London,
yeah.
And she says, "Ernie, I've worked with that company. They put a roof on my house. They should be on Long Island also." Well, we invite you to be part of Long Island. Talk a little bit about East End Volleyball and what brought you to East End Volleyball.
I was working as Richard Hiles' slave probably about 14, 15 years now. I used to put up his nets up and down the beach, and you know, that would be his local worker when he'd come into town. And as our company grew and our relationship developed, we became a sponsor, and you know, we're solely responsible for beach volleyball, courtesy of Rich Hiles in the state of Connecticut. So.
And you got these great T-shirts I could see with MCM Restoration. If you look at the net, you guys are on the top borders of the net. Well, thank you very much. If not for guys like Patrick and his great company, MCM Restoration, we wouldn't be able to bring you these games. So we look forward to catching you in action also.
Thank you very much, and call 44 Build.
Volleyball players wanted. This summer, fun at the beach starts and ends with East End Volleyball. Volleyball players of all skill levels can play in East End Volleyball leagues. Join the party on the beach with East End Volleyball at Cedar Beach Monday through Thursday and other beach locations all over Long Island. Google East End Volleyball for more information. Sign up as a group or as an individual and meet new people. But don't wait. Beginner to advanced teams are forming now. Call East End Volleyball today.
Hi, this is Rich Hylas with East End Volleyball. I'm here with the two players that are going to be in the semifinals today. We have Robert Boo Brennan from Rhode Island and his partner Pete Warame, also from Rhode Island. We're going to give you some inside information on how they're going to approach this game, who they're going to attack, who they're going to serve. Boo, you're playing Steve Stacy and Badger, Dave Bergman. You've seen them play a lot before. Have you got a strategy on how you're going to go at them, who you're going to serve first?
Well, we're not going to kind of point out one person at a time. We're going to probably serve from the good side, which is the side which the wind is pushing into. The ball has a tendency to dip one way or the other. So we're just going to be aggressive on the serve. When we get on the bad side, we're just going to probably serve deep and see what happens, go from there.
And now, Pete, when you play, you'll be blocking probably most of the time. Are you going to try to force one guy to hit angle more, hit line, or are you going to try to mix it up and have them do different shots?
Well, the general plan usually is to try to get the teams to hit at Boo. He's such a good defensive player. But I think, like you said, we're really going to feel him out. We may start off split blocking, which would mean whoever is not serving would block. And, really see how they're playing. And then, I think once we get into the match, we'll adapt to what they're doing.
And now you also have the famous sky ball that you're using a lot of times. And like the sky ball is basically a ball where it's going to hit it high up in the air, probably 30, 40 feet in the air, and let the wind blow it over and drop in. What's the factors that you think about when you decide whether to do that or not?
Well, there is a bright sun up in the sky today. There's not a lot of wind, but I think a lot of times we just want to see how teams handle that. Even if they pass it well, sometimes the difference in rhythm can affect the flow of their offense. So if they handle it well, we usually go away from it. And if it seems like it's working, we stick with it. But it's worth a try in the beginning.
Okay, so that's where we are right now at the end of game number one. We're going to talk to the guys again after game number two, see what worked, what didn't, and what adjustments they're going to make for the second game. The other team that's going to be in the semifinals, Steve Stacy and David Bergman. Steve from Rhode Island and David from down in Massachusetts. Now you guys are playing together for the first time. You haven't really played in a tournament before together. How does that affect your interaction, not mixing up serve receives and stuff like that?
Well, I've watched Badger play for years. I've always wanted to play with him. I got the call up to the big leagues this weekend, so I'm pretty excited about it. And he's been playing terrific. We've been playing great as a team. It's been clicking. And I don't think it really has much of an impact.
All right. And so now you have to decide when you go into a match who you're going to serve to, and because you want to force one team, one player to hit the ball, one player to have to set the ball. Dave, have you thought about who you're going to serve and why you're going to serve them?
I'm going to serve it hard.
And just be aggressive and go at them? Is that the whole strategy?
Yes.
And a man of many words, the Badger over here. And Steve, what's your take on that question?
Well, I think that we're going to stick mostly on Pete Warame because Boo rarely makes a mistake. No matter how hard you serve it, he passes it perfectly. And if it's a great pass, Pete's got good hands and can set them really well. So if we're going to go after anybody, it's going to be after Pete. Hopefully Pete will make a couple of mistakes. Boo will get on his back, get in Pete's head, and they'll start rolling with the mistakes. Avalanche. That's our goal.
So we'll be back after the first match to see how that works and see if you have to make any adjustments in strategy. That's it here from beautiful Ocean Beach Park.
East End Volleyball would like to welcome you to the 2009 MCM Restoration Open here at Ocean Beach in beautiful New London, Connecticut, where the players are battling for a share of $3,500 in cash prizes. The action brought to you by MCM Restoration. Semifinal number one going on court number one. Let's introduce the players. Starting on the west side of the court as you face the ocean to your right. We have the number one seeded team at 6'2" out of Hopkinton, Rhode Island, Boo Brennan. At 6'2", also out of Hopkinton, Rhode Island, Pete Warame. Starting up on the east side of the court as you face the ocean to your left, number 7 seeded team out of Northampton, Massachusetts at 5'9", Badger. And his partner out of Newport, Rhode Island at 6'2", Steve Stacy. The players will play one game to 21. They'll play a second game to 21. In the event that both teams wins a 21-point game, we'll have a playoff to 15. The winner will move on to the men's Open Division final and a lion's share of $3,500. Action about to get underway. Game one, the 21 points. If you're on the beach, folks, grab a courtside seat. We're on TV, WVVH-TV. Guys straightening out the line at center court. Everything is in order. And action about to get underway. Back to serve, Badger. Game one. Game to 21 points. Werme with a big hit, getting a piece of the tape, drops in for the first point of the match. Boo Brennan back to serve, 1 serving 0. Stacy with a nice roll shot, putting it over the block and dropping it in for their first point. We have rally scoring, a point score on every change of possession. We're at 1-1. Steve Stacy back to serve. Ball sent back. Boo Brennan with a big block. 2 serving 1. Pete Werme from Hopkinton, Rhode Island. 2 serving 1. Stacy with a long roll shot, but it's long on the deep line. We move to 2. Check that. 3 serving 1. 3-1. Game on the 21 points. Werme 3 serving 1. Bo Brennan rifles it off the D. Bo Brennan rifles it off the D. Brennan with a good dig on that one. We're at 4 serving 1. We're made with that sky serve. Ball sent back on the block. Badger with a big block. We go to 2 serving 4. Badger back to serve. Cut shot, cross court. Werme with a point. 5 serving 2.
Volleyball players wanted. This summer, fun at the beach starts and ends with East End Volleyball. Volleyball players of all skill levels can play in East End Volleyball leagues. Join the party on the beach with East End Volleyball at Cedar Beach Monday through Thursday and other beach locations all over Long Island. Google East End Volleyball for more information. Sign up as a group or as an individual and meet new people. But don't wait. Beginner to advanced teams are forming now. Call East End Volleyball today.
Bo Brennan rifles it cross court off the D. We move to 12 serving 5. We're in game 1 to 21 points. If you're walking down the boardwalk, folks, grab a courtside seat. We got TV coverage today from WVVH. Back to the action at center court. We're in the men's Open Division semifinal, being televised on VVH. Boo back to serve at 12 serving 5. Stacy with a nice roll shot, takes it over the block onto the deep line. Steve Stacy from Newport, Rhode Island, 6, serving 12. Pete Werme, the rocket through the block, 13, serving 6. Pete Werme, serving 13, serving 6. Stacy driving it hard, but long on the deep line. That'll move it to 14, serving 6. Pete Werme battling Badger and Steve Stacy. 14, serving 6. Pete. Badger with a nice angle, getting a piece of the block. Ball driven off the block. We go to 7, serving 14. We'll have a side change. Badger back to serve. We're at 7, serving 14. Werame, well-placed shot, rolls it over the block, down the line, into the deep court.
When the sun goes down, Atlantic City heats up. Make the night come alive. The hippest restaurants, live concerts, and rockin' bands. It's about sultry rhythms and turning it up on the dance floor. Atlantic City After Dark. Turn it on and turn it up. Visit AtlanticCityNJ.com or call 1-888-AC-VISIT.
Oh, nice recovery on the pass. Ball rolled into the deep court. Score moves to 20, serving 9. We're at game point. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear from the players at center court. There's the final point. Give them a big hand. Game number 1, 21-9. Boo Brennan and Pete Werame defeat Badger and Steve Stacy in game 1. That score was 21-9.
We're in between games number 1 and 2 and just trying to see what happened in the strategy-wise in the first game and how we can adjust it to the second game. It looks like you guys are having a hard time. Their ball control is like impeccable right now, and so it's almost not a matter of how you're going to adjust to them, but how you're going to adjust your own game and get into the game. Any observations on how you can improve your game? And
Yeah, well, I mean, it's obviously the problem's on our side of the net. Yeah, I mean, they're playing well, impeccable as usual, but the problem's on our side of the net. We made a big adjustment. I've switched to my strong side, so I'm a strong side player.
Right.
They seem to be focusing on me, so I'm going to play strong side. Hopefully that adjustment will do it there.
Right, and then for those of you new to beach volleyball, the players are going to play usually they play the same side every game. The strong side is when your hitting arm is to the center of the court, and that actually lets you get a better approach, see the ball better, and swing better. A lot of times you take a player that you know is going to get served a lot, and you move him to the strong side so he has the best opportunity. But if you're getting beat up a little bit once in a while, you have to make a change like that, right?
And adjusting is the key to this game. So
Okay.
Adjusting's right. We're right going after Pete. We've had a lot of opportunities with Pete. Badger dug a few of Pete's great hits, and that's where we're going to get our opportunity if it comes.
Okay, so that's what we'll be looking for in game number 2. We're in between games number 1 and 2 after a very strong finish by Boo and Pete. It's like your ball control was there, it's like you're moving, you're seeing everything well. What do you do when you're that much in control? Do you change anything or just go with it?
Yeah, really good start for us. I think we're just going to keep going with what we're doing, and if they make some adjustments, then we'll have to answer those adjustments.
And is there any pressure being on TV, VVH covering this semifinals? Doesn't that affect you at all, Boo?
Hasn't affected me yet. We'll see if it starts to tighten up what happens.
And the Skyballs was working a little. It was giving them some troubles. You keep up with that?
Yeah, it seemed like it gave us some opportunities, so we'll stick with it from the bad side.
Okay, well, that's where we are between game number 1 and 2. We'll see you when the match is over.
Game number 2 about to get underway, the 21 points. Werame off the top of the tape. First point of game number 2 to Brennan and Werame. Again, starting up on the west side of the court. We're at 1 serving 1. Game 2 to 21 points. Werame with a nice cut shot, putting it just past the block. Score moves to 2, serving 1. Badger sent back on a big block, 3 serving 1. Brennan with the rejection. Werame, nice job off the top of the tape. Pete Werame from Hopkinton, Rhode Island, 4 serving 1. Nice recovery off the tape. The roll shot comes up short. Pete Werame, 5 serving 1. Service ace on the deep line, 6 serving 1. We'll have a side change. Stacy going cross court. With no touch on the block, that'll be a point for Brennan and Werame. We're at 7 serving 1. Pete Werame from Hopkinton, Rhode Island, 7, serving 1. Werame with a nice effort. Badger with a little roll shot going over the block, just out of reach of the defense. Score advancing to 2 serving 7. We're in game 2 to 21 points. Badger from Northampton, Mass. 2 serving 7. Boo Brennan, nice angle. Cross court into the corner. Boo Brennan from Hopkinton, Rhode Island. Top player in the Northeast for many years. 8 serving 2. Steve Stacy, cross court off the top of the tape, good for a point. 3 serving 8. Steve Stacy, we're 3 serving 8, game 2 to 21. Stacy, nice play on the defense. Roll shot off the top of the tape. Steve Stacy from Newport, Rhode Island, back to serve for serving 8. Bo Brennan, the laser off the defense for a point. 9, serving 4. Stacy driving it down off the block. That's good for a point for Badger and Stacy. With 5 serving 9, we'll have a side change. Pete Werame puts up the force field, sends it straight back for a point. Stacy with a nice left hand. Cut shot off the block for a point. 6, serving 11. Steve Stacy, 6, serving 11. Stacy with a nice job on the dig. Converts it to a point on the cut shot. We move to 7, serving 11. Werame with a cut shot. It's wide of the line. No touch on the block. Score tightens to 8, serving 11. Bo Brennan going down the line, but wide of it. Score moves to 9, serving 11. Things tightening up in game number 2. Werame this time off the top of the tape. We're at 12, serving 9. We'll have a side change. Brandon again, good job off the block, good recovery. Werame punishes one, 14 serving 9. Game 2 to 21 points. Pete Werame back to serve. Stacy driving it down, 10 serving 14. Bo Brennan. It's a laser for a point. 15 serving 10. Bo Brennan winding it up and spanking it down for a point. 15 serving 10. Boy, that feels good. Bo Brennan back to serve. 15 serving 10. Werame, help from the tape. Hits the tape, dribbles over for a point. 16 serving 10. Werame with a good dig.
Bo Brennan, let's hear it for Bo. Terrific defensive effort, 2 big digs. Roll shot off the block for a point. 17 serving 10. Bo Brennan back to serve. Werman with a net violation. Score will move to 11 serving 17. We'll have a side change. Game 2 to 21 points, 11 serving 17. Steve Stacy back to serve, 11 serving 17, game 2. Big block, Badger sending it straight back on the rejection. 12 serving 17. Werame driving it into the take, coming up short, 13, serving 17. Werame, hard drive off the D. Stacy with a good effort on the dig. Bo Brennan, 18, serving 13. Bo Brennan, well-placed shot. Good defensive effort covering the dink. He then cuts it down the line for a point. The score now moves to 19, serving 13. Bo Brennan back to serve. 19, serving 13. Bo Brennan, again, nice effort. Gets the first dink and comes up just short on the second dink. Badger back to serve, 14, serving 19. Jump service long on the deep line. Score moves to 20, serving 14. We're at game and match point. Werame back to serve, match point. Net violation. Let's hear it for the players at center court. Give them a big hand. Final score in game number 2, 21-14. Bo Brennan and Pete Werame defeat Badger and Steve Stacy. Brendan and Werame will move on to the men's Open Division finals, so stick around, folks. Coming up shortly is center court, the men's Open Division champion.